Hi, I'm Glenn Davis. Welcome to the USU Soccer Show. Now, we've got another great lineup of stories for this month's show as our cameras have traveled all over the country. We visit California, Oregon, Tennessee, and South Dakota. We'll visit with former U.S. national team captain Marcelo Balboa, who's also my broadcast partner, and make our first visit to the trainer's room to learn about care and prevention of injuries. We also have a special segment for you high school age players on how to find the right college program for you. Now let's kick off the show with a follow-up from September. As you know, September is Youth Soccer Month across the country. We had so many things happening, one show wasn't enough to cover them all. Over 100 events took place around the country, from local clinics to MLS games to college games. Let's take a look back at some of them. September is Youth Soccer Month, a celebration of soccer in America. The National Youth Soccer Month campaign celebrates its fourth year of educating the public about the joys, rewards, and benefits of playing youth soccer, and offers a variety of resources to learn more about youth soccer and how to get involved.
Going to have a Youth Soccer Month halftime promotion, which you will see later. And post-game, we have a team autograph session for all of the youth soccer players to meet the women's soccer Buckeyes.
The goals of Youth Soccer Month are as follows. 1. To raise awareness of youth soccer and the benefits of playing the game. 2. To emphasize soccer as the #1 youth participation sport in America and a leading contributor to the healthy lifestyle of millions of American families. 3. To bring kids and families of all ages and all abilities together for fun, friendship, and fitness. And 4. To highlight the various programs available to children interested in participating in soccer, including inner city, special needs, recreational, and elite soccer programs. Over 100 activities are planned for this month, from NCAA men's and women's games, Major League Soccer games, and various clinics and local celebrations across the country.
Well, Rapid City, South Dakota State Soccer Association, and the community of Rapid City are spending time and taking part in USU Soccer celebration of Youth Soccer Month. It's all of September, and we are one of 15 clinics held nationwide on a variety of topics of our choosing.
And what a month it'll be. Over 100 activities are planned, from NCAA men's and women's games to Major League Soccer games and various clinics and local celebrations all across the country. Our thanks to everyone who participated in Youth Soccer Month and for helping to keep youth soccer moving in positive directions across the United States. We just checked in with the Pacific Northwest and from the Midwest. Let's head down south to Tennessee for our team spotlight, the Knoxville Football Club. Knoxville FC has assembled an outstanding coaching staff headed by Director of Coaching Gary Hindley, a longtime fixture in the professional game. A number of their coaches are also Tennessee USU Soccer Olympic Development Program coaches, and 29 of their coaches have attended national coaching schools, with an additional 48 having attended state-level coaching schools. 34 players from Knoxville Football Club have been selected for the Tennessee USU Soccer ODP teams. And one player, Brandon Tarr, is a member of the U.S. Under-17 national team. Thanks to Knoxville FC. What a great group of kids and coaches. Now, if you want to see your team on the show and tell us what's new and exciting in your area, we want to see your goals, great saves, or just good stories about good kids. Send your clips and information on your team to the U.S. Youth Soccer Show, 9220 World Cup Way, Frisco, Texas 75034. Now it's time to head back to the field with this month's edition of Skills School.
Hi, I'm Sam Snow, the Director of Coaching Education for U.S. Youth Soccer. And with me today is Josh, and we're going to show you some of the basics of heading. Here we go, Josh. And as I serve the ball to Josh, he's just heading the ball back to me. See how he makes contact with his forehead to strike through the ball. He keeps his eyes open, and he strikes through the ball using his upper body. When you look at heading, start first looking at the feet. You can see how Josh's feet move to get him into position to be able to head the ball. Then he thrusts forward as he makes contact with the ball. Keeps his arms out for balance, and he uses his arms also to protect himself from opponents in a game, as well as to get some thrust on the ball. Very good, Josh. Come on in. So that's some of the basics of heading. For more information, go to usyouthsoccer.org or contact your state soccer association.
Remember, it takes work to develop your skills. Practice with your team isn't the only time to work on them. Whether by yourself or with a friend, make sure you get outside and play. Soccer is a great way to stay healthy. It involves all your muscle groups and provides a great cardio workout, strengthening your heart and lungs. But sometimes you get bumps and bruises out there. We want to keep you healthy and out on the field. So let's visit with our expert on care and prevention of injuries in our new sports medicine segment.
Hi, I'm Holly Huggins. I'm a certified athletic trainer with the National Athletic Trainers Association, and today we're going to talk about common soccer injuries. First of all, I'm going to talk about the correct placement of shin guards. The shin guards, which come in all different sizes, shapes, colors, and varieties, should always be worn in the middle of the shaft of the tibia bone. Okay? You don't want to wear them up too high, and you don't want to place them down too low, but they're there to prevent injuries to the shin bone. The shin is not covered by much fatty tissue at all, so it's very sensitive to when it gets kicked. So the bigger the shin guard you have and the more correct placement of the shin guard you have, the less likely you will to receive a contusion to that area. We're going to talk about ankle sprains now. The most common type of ankle sprain that we typically see is the lateral ankle sprain. It's on the outside of the ankle. We do sometimes see them on the inside, but less likely than the outside. Okay, and the mechanism for injury of this type is they either roll their ankle, they can step in a hole, another player can slide tackle into them, but it typically creates a large pocket of swelling over the ankle bone. And of course, just with gravity itself, all the blood and the swelling is going to run down to this area. So it does goose egg out quite a bit here. The treatment of that again is this Rice technique. Obviously, the R stands for rest, so we're going to pull that player off the field and we're going to evaluate it, and we're not going to have them back in the game until we know that we've got that injury under control. That's the R portion. The I is going to stand for ice, okay? So we're going to add an ice bag, which I have right here. We're going to add an ice bag to this area for about 15 to 20 minutes, okay? You don't need to keep it on any longer than 15 to 20 minutes, and you can apply it directly to the skin. One note on that though are the chemical ice bags tend to get a little bit colder, and you might not keep them on directly on the skin for quite as long. But a good old regular ice bag you can leave right on the skin for about 15 minutes. The more Ellie can do that for her ankle sprain, the better her swelling and inflammation is going to be controlled. Okay? The C stands for compression, and I like to use an ACE bandage for compression. When I wrap an ACE bandage around Ellie's ankle, we're going to wrap it from her foot up the leg rather than the leg down, because if you wrap it that direction, along with gravity, it's going to push all the swelling down, and it's going to make it even worse than it already looks. Ankle injuries often, by the way, look worse than they are just because of where they are. Gravity takes a big hold on this ankle right here, and it just pulls the swelling right in this area. So your ACE bandage is going to be your best friend at this point. We're going to wrap her up really quick. So I've added it just in a figure 8 type motion around the ankle. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is the E elevation. I would have her elevated above her heart. She can prop it on a few pillows, and that will affect the gravity and will run the swelling back up in her leg, and we'll finally be able to see her ankle bone a little bit sooner, and then she wants to continue to ice. The most important thing with any injury is the 24 to 72 hour window is the acute inflammation period, okay? So you want to do nothing but ice at that time. Ice is going to pull that heat out, and it's going to decrease your swelling. For any further questions that you might have on common soccer injuries, we invite you to visit www.usyouthsoccer.org.
Soccer in the United States lost one of its great ambassadors recently in 51-year-old Glenn Mooch Meyernick, who passed away recently after suffering a heart attack. The entire soccer community mourns his loss. Meyernick's contributions to soccer in the U.S. as a player and coach were remarkable. One of the symbols of U.S. soccer during his time as national team captain, he played collegiately at Hartwick College in upstate New York, earning All-American honors, plus the Herman Award as the #1 collegiate player in the country. He then went on to perform as one of the most successful American players in the foreign-dominated North American Soccer League with the Dallas Tornado and Portland Timbers. His second chapter began with a stellar coaching career that led him to U.S. youth national teams and then on to the full national team as an assistant at the past 2 World Cups. Meyernick was also the head coach of the Colorado Rapids for 4 years and led them to the MLS Cup final in 1997. I could go on about Meyernick as a coach and a player, but his career was so much more. He was a man that was rare, who embodied the words integrity, honesty, and dependability. His countless hours spent educating coaches throughout America enabled him to touch so many, create friendships, and influence the growth of the sport in the United States in so many ways. Glenn Meyernick will be sorely missed. Time now for a break. When we return, we'll catch up with our Coaches Connection, learn about college planning, top soccer, and visit with the former national team captain and current youth coach, Marcelo Balboa. All up next on the U.S. Youth Soccer Show. Welcome back to the U.S. Youth Soccer Show. A goal for many youth players is to continue their soccer career by playing in college. The most important step is finding the right fit for you. Charlie Kadupski, a former professional player in the North American Soccer League and a longtime youth coach in the Dallas area, provides us with some valuable insight on college preparation.
Hi, I'm Charlie Kadupski, founder and CEO. Welcome to the Sports Source. Since 1989, we've provided tools and resources to educate and inspire. Our tools and resources include college guides, workbooks, our online service called MatchFit Ask 22, NCAA and EIA Sports in a searchable database. We also produce 17 college guides. Our mission since 1989 is to provide the perfect link between a specialized student athlete, a specialized program, and a well-rounded college education. When parents tell you and your coach tells you that you have to get good grades, well, colleges want the brightest, and the sharpest to participate in their school. And they, if you match up equally with the same left-footed player on the same left side of midfield, and you are a better student, coaches are going to take the better student because of the chances of you staying in school and being academically fit to play. Regardless if you're an athlete, you're a student first and an athlete second. The student athlete actually jumps through two hoops. Number one, can they get into that school? And number two, can they play at that school? Whereas the student is clearly going on academics. If their dream is to play college, I believe there is a school out there for all students, athletes who are interested in participating in whatever sport. But they're going to have to start the research early and identify those programs. And that's what the Sports Source does. When you take a look at it, what coaches like to see is, when you play against a team, like when we try to match up teams against teams, one of the things that we do with our stuff is we try to match up teams against teams so that it's equal to a degree in terms of competition. We try to use slides that will prepare them and not overwhelm them. Because it's not like there isn't enough information. There's too much information, and most people need to be in a situation where that they start from point A and they go to point Z. And most people are visual learners, so the slide presentations provide those things. In one of those slides, we have a myth versus reality, and in that slide, we say that 98% of all student athletes are the athletes that have to do something for themselves. 2% are the ones that are recruited in any sport. So when you take a look at it, you have to be proactive, persistent, and prepared with this process. Our mission since 1989 is to provide the perfect link between a student athlete, a specialized program, and a well-rounded college education.
Let's not forget, education is so important to your future. For more information, log on to ususoccer.org and check out our college planning resources, courtesy of the Sports Source. Speaking of education, it's time now for more coaching education and this month's Coaches Connection.
All right, so hey fellas, let's do this. Let's go ahead and cool down. All right, how are we going to do that? That's good. So we're going to just do some fun things. We'll do a couple things with the ball, a couple things without the ball. So the first thing I want you guys to do is just to let's go jog over there, and let's go over there where those balls are. Jog easy, where the balls are, and get in groups of 4. And the ball's on the ground, and in your group, let's just pass it around. Only about 5 feet apart is good. Pass and move slowly. Here, pass, there you go. And take the place. Change places with each other. There you go. Pass and change places. Easy does it, easy. There you go. Pass, change place. Very good. Wherever you pass it, switch to place. Same right here. Wherever you pass it, switch to place. And good. And leave your balls and jog to me. Leave the ball, jog to me. Jog. And I want you to skip towards that line. Go ahead and skip towards it. Go ahead, go. Spread out. No, don't hold hands. Just easy. And back we go. Easy. It's not a race. Very good. Can we get a stretch down to your toes? Stretch down to your toes. Very good. And up you go. And jog. And turn backwards. And okay, go. And jog. And when you keep going and turn backwards. Very good. And back we go. Okay, so now when we go, let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go. Slow. It's not a race. Can we stand on our toes and stretch? How high can you stretch? Okay, high. Let's see how high. How high. All right, here we go. Backwards. Everybody face backwards and jog backwards to the line. And when you get there, stay there.
Marcelo Balboa has been a fixture on the U.S. soccer scene for 2 decades. Marcelo made his mark as a member of the U.S. national team for 13 years, appearing in 3 World Cups. Marcelo was also one of the pioneers in Major League Soccer, playing 6 seasons for the Colorado Rapids and made 5 straight All-Star appearances. Well, Marcelo, obviously your dad has played a big part in your passion for the sport of soccer. Explain that a little bit.
You know, growing up in a house of soccer, watching soccer every weekend, getting to see Dad play when we were younger up in Daniels Field in San Pedro. So, you know, I think it's in the blood. It's nothing that it just you learn. It was something that I saw the passion. Even Mom, when Argentina would play, would be screaming up and down in the living room with my dad, and you just see the passion they had, and it just kind of passed on to me and my brother. Not so much my brother like me, but I took to it, and you know, but it helps having a father that coached me every day, that influenced soccer, you know, and everything was soccer in life.
First and foremost, to be a good youth coach, do you think it means to be a good teacher first?
You know, I think to be a good youth coach, you got to stop thinking it's winning is everything. I think you have to develop the kids, and I think that's a problem we're having in the U.S. Everything is I need to win, and I think we're taking advantage of that because society says we have to win. But in soccer, I think you have to teach the kids.
Less recruiting, more focus on actually working with youth.
Yeah, I would say in Colorado, I would love to see a rule where the 10-year-olds to the 15-year-olds have to play within 15 miles of their home. That's going to force the coaches in that area to actually teach these kids instead of just going out and, you know, and pulling kids. In California, you see kids are driving 45 minutes to go play at a different club. You know, I think you have to put a limitation. You have to get the coaches to start putting the emphasis on teaching skills, teaching these players, developing the players.
All right, when in Marcelo Balboa's mind as a youth, when did it click in your mind that it said, I want to be a professional soccer player?
You know, I always liked soccer, but it wasn't like a passion. Dad played it, so I played it. I played every sport possible. I played softball, I played baseball, I kicked football. I think right about when I was 14, my dad sat me down and said, there's a point now where you have to decide what you want to do. You know, sit down and write the goals out on which sport you think you want to play, you want to succeed in, and play that sport. And I wrote down soccer. I wrote down I wanted to make the Olympic team. I wrote down I wanted to play in a World Cup, and I wanted to play professional. And at 14, I made a decision. That's what I wanted, and I set my goals. And you know what? And if it wasn't for Dad pushing me the way he did, I probably wouldn't have reached those goals. But he made me sit down at 14 and decide what I wanted to do.
I'm surprised, though. Your dad was a former professional soccer player. I'm surprised that he didn't push you a little bit more towards soccer.
You know what? He coached us, but, you know, he kicked me off his team a few times because he thought I was, you know, I thought I knew everything. At a certain age, you think you know everything. You've got this attitude as a player, 14 or 15, that, yeah, you don't need it. I'm already there. I'm better than everybody else. And soccer is a sport where, you know, at 35 when I retired, I still didn't know everything. I still wasn't the best I could be. And it's a learning process. But, yeah, you know, it came to a point where my dad said, have fun, play sports, enjoy what you're doing, but you have to pick. At 14, you had to pick something to try to, you know, to be good at. And soccer was always a passion.
Marcelo, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
In our July show, we learned about one of our top soccer programs in Arkansas. Top Soccer, the outreach program for soccer, is U.S. Youth Soccer's program to bring the sport to disabled and special needs children. Top Soccer is supported by many great and dedicated volunteers around the country. We recently stopped in to visit a Top Soccer event in Southern California. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Ruthie Perez, and this is our first year involved in Top Soccer. I learned about it through my son's vision teacher. He has a visual impairment, and I think this is a wonderful organization, giving him a great opportunity to grow. He loves soccer. He has such a passion for soccer, and I think this would really help integrate him into other soccer activities in his regular classroom environment.
Leslie gets activity out of it. She gets friendship out of it. She gets to see all the other people and the kids. She sees Sandy. She gets love. She gets excitement. She gets out of the house.
Top Soccer's been a great group, a lot of good coaches, and a lot of volunteers that really help out tremendously, and we're happy to be part of it.
but come here and find there's so many more people and there's so many more kids to play soccer. It's just a delight. And so she's having a ball.
This program is about our players and nothing else. It's not about us, it is about our kids.
It's just unbelievable how they mature, both physically and mentally, and their coordination is just amazing what happens with the coordination.
It's a great program, and I encourage anybody who wants to participate to come out. We always need volunteers. The kids are wonderful, and you'll really see the difference you make in the community.
There's just nothing like it, and there's nothing better.
It just is really heartwarming, and he gets so much out of it. And I love these people. I love this organization. I'm so glad they're around. It's just fabulous.
And I love to dribble with my legs. The end.
If you'd like to learn how to start a top soccer program or find one near you, log on to ususoccer.org or call us at 800-4-SOCCER. For all coaches and administrators watching, I want to remind you to save the date of March 1 through March 3rd for the 2007 USU Soccer Adidas Workshop and Coaches Convention in St. Louis. See coaching demonstrations from some of the top youth coaches in the country and learn more effective ways and best practices in running your soccer club or tournament. Plus, there's an exhibit hall with over 200 vendors with the latest in soccer goods and technology. Register now and get 50% off registration. For more information, go to ususoccer.org. We want to see you in St. Louis. That's our show for this month. Keep the emails coming and don't forget to send us your tapes. We want to hear from you. Contact us at the USU Soccer Show, 9220 World Cup Way, Frisco, Texas 75034. Or send us an email at theshow@ususoccer.org. I'm Glenn Davis. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's game on.